Jobs that are coming down the pike that provide a better salary, they provide
Yes.
benefits, and a lot of the growth, when we talk about that 35% increase in jobs that require some education, are the kinds of careers that we prepare at community colleges. So that's kind of my vested interest and why I'm interested in visiting with high school classes about how the job market is changing.
Now, not only does the more education you get, and obviously the bigger the education, the opportunity arises for better pay.
Exactly.
And also, when you continue your education, now let's say you get up to like the master's degree, things like that, your chances of being unemployed are very low. I mean, because people are looking for that. That's, the higher the education, the less risk you have of not having a job.
Yeah, it's
right?
an interesting. There are two really strong benefits from getting additional education. There are some good statistics out there that we've been using from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and they've tracked, and they really show it's pretty significant. Just the increase in salary by degree level. They even break it down by associate degree, bachelor's degree, even some college, no degree. Just the fact that you may have gone to college and didn't finish still is associated with higher earning potential. And then the other part of it is the more education you have, the percentages of unemployment drop pretty significantly.
Drastically.
Yeah. So you get some really good benefits, and that's what we're trying to share. You know, as kids are thinking about graduating from high school, why should I go?
Right.
Well, the financial part is pretty compelling.
Right, but then you also have probably some of the students in like the rural communities that say, well, my family's into farming, I'll just take up on the family farm, which is fine, but what happens if? You know, what happens if things can change in the blink of an eye, and you at that point will probably say, oh man, I wish I'd have had something to fall back on. You know?
And we see even with our farm business management program, when we have our instructors that are working with farming families, there's usually one of the spouses that's working for a job that has benefits. So
right.
It really does apply pretty much across the board.
It does.
That the more education you have, the greater financial stability that you're going to have down the road.
Now, there are a number of colleges in North Dakota that do offer post-secondary career educations, and Dakota College of Botany is one of those.
It is. The 5 community colleges, North Dakota is really fortunate. We have even though we don't maybe have quite the number that some other states have, the offerings that we have, I would say, are pretty much on par with other states. Our challenge is a little bit with the distance. For example, that if you wanted to, I used John Deere Ag Tech because in my days at Wahpeton, that was a program I was closely involved with. You know, that's a little bit of a trek
yes, it is.
to get there, but it's available, and we have really good programs pretty much all across the state, and here, especially at Dakota College of Botany.
That's right, because we don't want to sell it short, because this is a wonderful college here. And one thing that we haven't talked about today is when you let's say you've done your 2 years here, how easy it is to transfer to some of the other colleges, I shouldn't say some, but the other colleges in the state.
Yeah, that's another advantage that North Dakota has that we take for granted, I think, a bit, but because of the general education transfer agreement that the colleges have in place, that basically your English comp is the same here as it is in the others in terms of transfer. If you complete it here, you've completed it at any of the other colleges and universities, and so it really is a strong benefit, and it is much easier to transfer in North Dakota than in other states.
And that's awesome.
It is. It really is.
So, I mean, and you can argue the benefits of going to another college in another state, but tell you what, it's always nice to stay close to home, too.
It's nice to stay close to home. You can save some money.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of folks don't realize that the cost of going to college is not just the tuition and fees, but it's room and board. And then the closer you can stay to home, if you can stay at home and avoid those room and board costs, you've essentially saved half of your college expenses.
Yeah, that's right.
And plus our credits compared to if you want to get a good start and save some money and then transfer, you can save about $100 a credit, a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on the college that you're thinking of going to. Most students take 12 to 15 credits a semester, so it adds up.
It does, and it really does. And it's, to me, I know people use the term no-brainer, but boy, it sounds like a no-brainer. You can save money and get that quality education here.
And that's the message we're working hard to get out. So appreciate the opportunity to share it again.
We appreciate you coming out, Dr. Sir.
Thank you.
Dr. Sir. 2 titles right there. So appreciate your time today, Jerry. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's good talking to you, as always.
As always. And we'll get you back again real soon, okay?
I will.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. 8:36 now. It's Sunny 101.9 into our